Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. This is a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read, so take a deep breath. Okay, today is July 23rd, 2020. I'm going to pull an energy deck card first. See where we are. The card, the Six of Cups, seems to be significant today, whether that's positive memories of the past, negative memories, the past returning, kids giving you a hard time, or kids giving you positive memories. Can be either way. So let's see, today's the 23rd, so the 23 is the King of Wands, and the day adds up to 34, I believe. Is that right? Yep, 34, which is the Eight of Wands. That's that back and forth movement, very quick movement back and forth. That can be the arrows of love. It could be expressing a lot of feelings, communications, travel back and forth. It could also be heated debates, heated exchange, along with the King of Wands, who's the man of passion. All right, let's see. So, from the energy deck. All right, we have the storm warning coming up again. It's been coming up a lot this past couple weeks, actually. Number 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. So, something's coming. It's just warning you to stay present in your spiritual practice. And we also have the Woman Holding a Heart. 44 is the Four of Cups, grounding and integrating love, mastering love, as well as the receiving of love. And it can be boredom and apathy as well. And out of boredom and apathy can come quick changes, okay? So it's just saying be prepared, stay present, so if something does come in that might trigger you, that you're there and you're ready to pull yourself back to center point again. The foundation here is the Woman Holding a Coin. 42 is the Two of Cups, and she's got a bit of attitude in this deck, so she's been coming up a lot lately too. So we have the woman that's all about heart, and the foundation is the woman about the money. Okay, so there could be a big switch coming here. So let's see where this goes. I'm going to show you the read for today. This is the main read, SIRIAN STARSEED deck. Okay, the main cards for the read, and then this is the full read in front of you. The Divine Masculine Twin Flames. Okay, so if you want to take a snapshot of that, you can follow the cards as I go. I do usually mention all the significant cards, and you have the shot there. Okay, so also, was that today? Let's see here. Yeah, I woke up, boy, the past 3 days in a row, I woke up at, it was 7:27, then the next day I woke up at 7:47, and then this morning I woke up at 7:07. So that's very significant, 3 days in a row. And the SIRIAN STARSEED deck here was cut and dealt at 11:07. And at 11:16, 11 and 7, 11's Justice, 7's the Chariot card. And 11:16 is Justice and the Tower. And at 11:16, as I was clarifying, the words got covered up, so it said F chalices. So F discipline was coming up the other day, and today it's F chalices, which has to do with cups, emotions, heartfelt things. And then 11 came up, so 2 1s came up back to back. There were 3 aces clustered right at the end of this read. Which 3? But of course, there's only one ace that was upright today, which is the Ace of Wands. And of course, the Ace of Wands wasn't one of the 3 aces at the end. They were all reversed. But there's still aces indicating a new beginning's coming. So we had F chalices, so screw emotions, right? 1-1, and then ES also came up. And at 11:27, 27 is the Ace of Wands, my crown started tingling. That could be a message as well for the masculine. 27 is the Ace of Wands, which was the one ace that was upright today. And we have the Man of Passion along with the Eight of Wands. There's a lot of passion going forward here. And I finished clarifying at 11:33. 11 is Justice again, and 33 is the Christ vibration, the Seven of Wands, the standing up for yourself, taking the high ground, not getting defensive, hopefully. And then the major arcana here were the Hanging Man, the Solar Deity, which is the Sun, Karma, which is Judgment. And then before the read, Justice came up. After the read, Higher Self, which is like the High Priestess. We had 2 Wands, 3 Pentacles, 2 Cups, and 1 Sword in the read. So mostly Pentacles today, which has to do with not only money and work, but the things of everyday living, the day-to-day life, the practicalities. We also had court cards. Excuse me. The court cards, we had the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. So there's 3 knights here, and then the 4th knight was in the underlying energy, the Knight of Swords. So they were all present, all 4 knights. That's a lot of action. We also had 3 nines in the read. So the 9 of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, and the 9 of Wands. So they a lot of times come up as characters in the read as well. So a lot of characters here, and all the ones of action and completion, like they're at the pinnacle of where they were directing themselves. So like the 9 of Pentacles is the sovereign. They have everything they need except for the one person to share it with. The 9 of Cups has mastered their emotional life. They're very satisfied with self alone. And then the 9 of Wands, which is the wounded warrior who's on his last leg as far as fighting for his wounds. He's realizing he has to let that go. And there's 4 knights here backing that up. 2 of the knights are upright, 2 of them were reversed. The numbers in the code line were all about spiritual partnership and environment. The E was covered, but still pronounced as environment, but there was a message behind that, where I'll get into that in a second. We had triple 9s were the most significant, but we also had triple 8s coming up. So very significant 9s and 8s. 9s have to do with selflessness, universal service, and so much compassion here. And of course, endings. And then the 8s are all about empowerment. It's big business, big sports, inner and outer strength, and the manifesting of your dreams. And of course, as you know, the 8s are all about the dance between the masculine and feminine, and then both masculine and feminine side by side, balanced in their masculine and feminine, then come together as the 88, and then for me, then turn onto their side into the infinity symbol. The spiritual partnership and environment, the code line was all about the number 5 as well. 5 is freedom, change, expansion, as well as the Hierophant and everything having to do with the Hierophant. Commitment to self, commitment to societal norms, all the standards, where the Hierophant then reversed as all the alternative beliefs, the things that are not standard in society. So we also had the numbers of 23, 21. 23 is the King of Wands again. 21, the world, the completion, the coming full circle, the end of a cycle, and also going out into the world, traveling. The 5 comes up again here. 89, which is the reflection of human body temperature, 98. So it has to do with the Phi energy of expanding too hot or too cold, and to remind you to come back to center. The 23 of the King of Wands, the 35 of the Wounded Warrior, the 9 of Wands, and then the 58 of the 4 of Swords, which is also the 5D connection in meditation or sleep time. It's about resting and relaxing and praying, perhaps someone who's laid to rest. So regarding spiritual partnership and environment, as I said, the E was covered. So it's coming up as not just environment. And you notice that environment has virus in it, right? So it was my guides expressing, instead of a disease type virus, we're spreading the Jesus or the unity consciousness virus, right? So the message here was about bridging television here, which can reference your telepathy or third eye vision, as well as any other connection you have between you and your twin. But bridging or a gate, going through the gate using your television or literally television. So DA was coming up. So again, district attorneys and television shows associated with that, as well as DA being the dad, Da. And also the number 5 was coming up around that. Hanging out, perhaps incorporating or ink, writing about it. And then our Ma was also coming up in the code line, or the car of Ma, or karma, and the show of power of the 9, the collective consciousness, and then the Knight of Wands, test. So the Knight of Wands has to do with the King of Wands taking action and being tested on that. Can you still perform while moving, while in action? And that can be acting as well, action. So some of the shows that were coming up here were Law and Order, the DA in Law and Order. I don't watch Law and Order, but the DA in that show is coming up, or just if you know a DA, that might be coming up. SUV was coming up, and the number 5, and I think my son told me there's 5 significant people in SUV. Also, the show Rifleman was coming up, and Adam's 12. And then Adam came up twice, which was referencing Adam and Eve in reference to the templating of the Divine Masculine. And then the 12, of course, being the wisdom, but also the hangman. What else came up? Oh, and also cheaper by the dozen. So lots of different versions of fathers were coming up here. And then five dads I put in online, and what came up was allprodad.com. The 5 types of dads. Almost all, and this is someone who deals with a lot of fathers with wounds, and almost all the wounded men he had seen, the men would trace back their wounds to their father. So most of the men who go in for help about wounding, it usually has to do with wounds from their father that they never resolve. So the 5 types of dads are the POW dad. They're there but not positively engaged. They're disengaged and enraged, so their kids may think of them as angry all the time. The second type was the MIA dad, not present in the children's lives, and then the pain and shame of returning is too great to face, so they never come back. The AWOL dad, who's absent without leave, he's present but not emotionally present. So then he suffers in silence because he's not expressing his emotions, and then his kids suffer in his absence because he's not really there for them. The 4th one was the reserve duty dad. So they're basically the part-time dad, where a part-time job engages when it's convenient for them, and they may have good intentions, but they're not willing to be a full-time father. And the 5th type, which they call their AKA all-pro dad, is the active duty dad. That's funny. The active duty dad. They're not perfect, but consistently and emotionally present, actively engaged, attentive, available, and accessible to their kids. And then grown-ups came up, and that's with Adam Sandler. So Adam was coming up again. So instead of handle her, I was getting sandal her from Sandler. They were guiding me to that. And it was funny because cleaning up the house stuff was coming up today, and then my son was helping me clean up the house today. And he was vacuuming in the living room, and then I hit my hand on the table, and it hit a nerve. And so that really hurt. So there may be some nerves that get touched today. So we're bridging the TV dads, the DA, the divine Adams, 5 hanging, so 5 dads hanging out together, perhaps our mother and the armor that they have on, the show of power of the collective consciousness, and after death, it's saying not only being tested once, but being tested again and again and again until you get it right. The Knight of Wands up to the task of spiritual partnership and expanding the Jesus virus, or expansion of unity consciousness environment. So when I went into Wiktionary today, which I always love using them because they always have all of the language definitions, reticence was coming up, which means avoiding, saying, hesitant, reluctant, discretion, tight-lipped, silent, restraint, reserved, to ignore, so that comes up big time in the journey, to disregard, to not listen or pay attention to. So however that falls into the 5 different dads, you can apply that yourself. And the foreign word that came up here was in Old English, stelrain. It's a decoy for a reindeer, like say they use it to catch wild reindeer. And then from Sandler, SAN was coming up. I was guided to look that up, which is a bushman, a river in southeast Poland and west Ukraine. It also means saint or holy. A name, reputation. It's a Greek letter, the letter after pi, like the M. Sanatorium, nose, comb, healthy, sound, and hundred. Hundred's been coming up a lot this week. Blood, meat, sun. It means sun and moon. Dog, his. Dogs have been coming up a lot today as well. Dream, number, shin, hind leg, limb, sledge, sleigh, talking about reindeer, to flatten, to make equal. And so those were the definitions coming up for San in regards to, as opposed to handling her, to sandal her. So perhaps buy her a new pair of shoes. That might work better for you. All right, so 1256, I started this read. We have the 8 of Wands as the underlying energy here. Okay, so right here is the underlying energy with all the clarification cards on top. Below the 8 of Wands is the 8 of Cups reversed, the 2 of Pentacles upright, the Justice card reversed, and then the Knight of Swords reversed. So there's a lot of action going on. My son, I've been realizing how much my kids, and they're grown children, they're both in their 20s, how much work they're doing on the journey as well, as far as starseeds go, and how much the difficult things they go through is also, they're going through the same as us, going through these difficult things to transmute them and raise those vibrations back up to 5D again. So today was a big action day. My son received a call. Somebody had passed away. He was very young. He was actually someone he used to work with. And just a kind of a reunion of people he hasn't talked to in a while. So a lot of back and forth with that 8 of Wands energy kind of day. It expresses exactly that. So this energetic exchange, and it was interesting. Initially, the final card I'd put down was the Hermit, but then that changed because I forgot to put down the underlying card. So now the last clarifying card is the Journeyman. So we went from the Hermit staying within to the Journeyman going without. So that was a significant message as well. So in this energetic exchange of a lot of back and forth energy today, after uncomfortable juggling, injustice, and holding tongue, the energetic exchange between the Queen of Wands upright and the Knight of Wands reversed, while the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and the King of Pentacles is reversed, is present. Perhaps over a loss, regret, or the past, suffering in silence and losing a battle, player, loser, or they perceive themselves as a loser, or falling short, fell off the horse, or holding back their true desires. Not up to the task, right? May not be feeling energized enough to do work around the house or to make a big move. With the Ace of Wands upright present from awakened place in 5D over the King of Pentacles reversed, who may be levitating, rising above, or perhaps livid, or the King of Pentacles reversed can't sleep until the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or legacy, offers a project or growth or a correction to get the player on the straight and narrow, or a hand up, or a job. Or the Queen of Wands beat the Knight of Wands reversed, receiving a financial reward, offering props to the Knight of Wands reversed, who came in second. Losing patience with injustice of the 6 of Cups reversed, which can be a negative past, or kids being difficult, or the past returning. Judgment, announcement, wake-up call, in rebirth, diddling, whistling a happy tune, inspired to new growth in the sun, fully charged and empowered, happy, kids, naked and free, the injustice of a fallen angel or someone who's left us too soon, and reminiscing with old friends. When someone too young passes, others take stock in what they haven't done. Not interested in blowing hot air, playing the flute, Pied Piper, or snake charmer is not doing it for him. Choosing to be authentic self, the child within. Women and children catching on, but the divine masculine is still dazed and confused a bit, but now awakening, putting their arms up to release and be free. Touchdown! Riding no-handed, bareback. Something's definitely up. Up. New growth, in other words. Growing up, or thrown up in the air. Hip, hip, hooray. It's twins, so somebody might be having twins. Mom's ready to catch them when they come back down to earth. And that can represent the twin collective as well. The Kundalini gone wild. Wild reindeer, wild horses, wild flowers, sunflowers. Welcome to Leo. Time for sunshine, the shining. Here's Johnny. Throwing up, completely inspiring. Stretching arms up in the morning. It's a good day. Suddenly everything is beautiful in its own way. Come down from there immediately. LOL. Kids climbing the walls, literally. Someone who passed is super excited. Sharing an energetic exchange. Hermit shedding light on weakness or fallen child or young adult who fell into an early grave. Perhaps investigating a cause of death. Make the effort, and beneath that was love yourself first. Dogs may be coming up here. Someone might, if someone passed, they might have wanted to take the dogs with them, or perhaps someone was very depressed because they were so close to their dog that was their closest relationship, that when their dog passed away, they may have wanted to die, or maybe did die of a broken heart. But that could be coming up, but definitely related to dogs. Perhaps weak, in need of help, and in a lot of pain. Perhaps a mother is upset because she wasn't there, or she couldn't help her child when they needed her, even though she may have tried. At 147 is the Magician, and the 47, which is the Seven of Cups, which is synchronicities, seeing synchronicities, and also synchronicities may be coming up for someone who's lost someone. They may be trying to connect with them to send them a message. Make the effort, and beneath that was love yourself first. And this can be a pet from the other side also wanting to connect. Again, the Six of Cups was a big card today. It came up several times, not just in this read, but in other cards I'd put down. So in the underlying energies, we had Sagittarius reverse, Virgo upright, Capricorn upright, Leo in both directions, upright and reverse, which can be two people or one expressing both energies. Libra reverse, Sag reverse, and Aquarius upright as well. The King of Wands upright in the shade, receiving affection, and the Queen of Cups, loving, nurturing, and the Knight of Pentacles offering something healthy. A horse's eyes may be sad. Perhaps they're not taking fruit that is offered them, like an apple. A little lizard watching attentively on how to care for certain animals. So someone might be teaching someone how to take care of animals. This could be on a farm as well. Perhaps saying goodbye to a grown child with matching thighs or knees or bent wrist. The cuff, trained in sacred sexuality or abstinence ring. Or divine masculine and divine feminine, noticing the similarities in each other. After withholding, wanting to hold each other and deciding to wait for altar or until marriage. A peace offering between the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups, but not for marriage, being civil to each other, or waiting to marry, or waiting for sex in order to be friends first, or friends after a breakup. Perseverance comes up here as number 4. And beneath that was love partnership, which is number 26, which is the Emperor, number 4, and 26 is the Page of Swords. So it's very much the Emperor who's in complete control, and then his inner child of the Page of Wands, and that can be somebody's actual child as well. So suffering in silence, wanting to move perhaps, or end a marriage, or visit, or choose a path, and uncomfortable to make this choice, conflicted and feeling trapped with no way out, but out the back, Jack, or ghosting perhaps, Western style, or stealing away, or allowing them to rob him blind in order to get away, or vice versa, or literally tied up and robbed, or someone took from you or you them, and there was nothing you could do about it as fighting continues. ankle chains, chain gang, or cuff, and attached to foosball table, or gold chains, or throwing stars, or guns and swords, collectibles, or toys from childhood, the 2 butterflies, 2 rats, or kids who ratted you out. Squeezing dry, wringing him out, only scraps left for the animals outside, making a run for it, the wild, wild west, sneaking out in energetic exchange to expose all and be happy, or kids jumping for joy. The child needs help, or mom is asking for help around the house. Perhaps you're burying something, perhaps money, a pet, a friend, or a person, or no allowance but still have chores to do even though you're not going to get paid for it. And this could be people pulling back on their money because of lack of it. Making the effort to save, withhold, wait, delays, rejected loans, or request for help, money, or opportunities, perhaps a hint given to you about an opportunity, but they're not quite ready for you. It might just be a hint that comes your way. But to persevere in that, to keep going. The recent past is sunshine on full blast now that we're in Leo season. All exposed, lots of back and forth with that 8 of Wands, and sneaking out or running late, or running away with the goods, or in the rain. Happy family, ending or cycle complete, uncomfortable in a split lie or cutting through the BS, needing clarity in a situation, or removing your own sword from your heart, a delicate operation, or playing operation with kids, the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups, or a message of love, perhaps in need of hope, in need of healing, light, healing the Queen of Pentacles reversed, using all the tools in his chest and his DNA strand, but stuck due to the emergency state, the breakdown, or car issues, or someone who can't drive, or you have to be with the Cancer reversed and Pisces reversed at night, unable to figure things out for themselves. And that could be young people or old people, or just people who need help. They could be injured or post-surgery. At 240, which is the High Priestess and the Page of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles reversed at the workplace with Hermit, who could be a professor, a doctor, a wise one, or a Virgo with light, examining the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups, or showing them the way, or getting kids to help at work, or clean the office, or clean the house. Leo upright, Aquarius reversed, Gemini or Virgo upright, Cancer upright or reversed, Pisces reversed, and Capricorn reversed here. Keeping kids distracted or entertained while the Queen of Pentacles gets healed by the Magician with tools, but a tool may be broken and now all of a sudden he needs to use his intuition. He can't rely on his tools. Or a secret comes to light here. The foundation here is the 9 of Pentacles upright, the Sovereign, or a single person, after sudden event, an epiphany, or eruption, explosion, anything sudden, there's a wake-up call, an announcement, a judgment, a call to the King of Cups, or Scorpio, Aquarius. There's no peace, but released at the same time, stuck in their head about a judgment call they made, releasing prisoner is weighing on the King of Cups' head. The Hanging Man awake, or Sovereign and Knight of Pentacles. The Queen of Cups' secret is out with dark nights back to her. Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer all here. So all the water signs. The Queen of Swords reversed is next to the King of Swords upright. Obviously, they're not getting along. Moving, ending marriage, or in an unstable home. Or death of a Pisces or Cancer, or a death due to Cancer. Awakening, ego, a wake-up call, and Capricorn reversed here. Pisces and Cancer may be fluctuating in their emotions. Scorpio may be a little stronger, but journeying at night, or night shade, or walk of shame, or walk of death. The Grim Reaper comes to pay a call to the Queen of Swords reversed and the King of Swords upright. The challenge being karma, or our ma, or a car accident perhaps in the mother's car. The cycle is over, come full circle, detoxing, energetic exchange, or expressing of feelings or hours of love, the Sovereign and the Devil, or the Devil and Mrs. Jones, or Capricorn in energetic exchange with Sealed Divine Feminine, and now the Masculine single. Standing up to lover, or perhaps Aquarius is to lover or Gemini. Hierophant or Taurus waving the peace sign, or donkey ears behind the Knight of Pentacles, offering help or services to them, or that's Taurus making peace in back and forth with lover, Gemini, Capricorn, or Aquarius. Withholding negative self-talk, rumors, mean words, or silent treatment, and pulling the Page of Swords reversed back, like that can be a parent with a child pulling them back before they open their mouth because they're going to say something stupid or let a secret out. The King of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed, which can be him and his inner child or him and an outer child, or the King of Pentacles reversed withholding due to children from defensive Taurus or unstable at home, or guarding house in a move or end of marriage, or Aquarius not letting the King of Pentacles reversed and Page of Pentacles reversed in, but they might let the Knight of Pentacles in, and that could be a father and two children. Looking back, recovering to rehearse or release anxiety, fear, prison, and detoxing from being dumped or being in the dumps, purging, crying, peeing, or vomiting, in a split, lie, or cutting through the BS, cutting to the chase, with Hierophant or Taurus, religion, establishment, or societal norms, society in general, in a scam, debt, not sharing, inequity, not treating equally. And now the Knight of Pentacles is proposing a guarded connection with all of his might. Or his proposal is guarding the connection, or he's proposing while the connection is being closely guarded with all of his might. Resisting jealous and moody people, and recovering and giving up, surrendering and turning self in, or at 317, which is the Empress and the Star, or the Bodyguard, or a guard of any sort, turns out is of no use because he gave up and let the thief in at 318, which is the Empress and the Moon. What you resist persists. Atlas supporting the wait for others and holding their tongue with moody kids who should be showing gratitude, or insincerely recovering over and over again, but it comes a time to give up, to concede to what's not working. This could be stealing years of your life, or someone resisting arrest, or give it a rest. Protecting a connection, a partnership, in order to heal, to recover from hard work and jealousy, from rejection and silent treatment, and the past now returning. The Knight of Pentacles, the loyal, humble servant, proposing or offering help to depressed King of Pentacles reversed and Page of Pentacles reversed, losing hope or taken down by Aquarius reversed at war. Surrendering fantasy home in a twist of fate, going back or living in the past, as the Emperor upright in energetic exchange with unfair exchange for all that he's given, or all that they've given, knocked off balance by synchronicities, options, orchestration of emotions, or presentation, or coming out of a party with heaven in their eyes, but it was all an illusion, but one that radiates, or dissatisfied with the choices that were offered in the past. The Four of Pentacles reversed, pushing those who refuse to wake up out of bed, to recover or release, or is relieving them of their duties. The wounded warrior receiving comfort in recovering without an olive branch, or in other words, on their own. Dumped, split, or the secret is out. The wounded warrior choosing a new path, and it could be with third party, or away from negative groups or bad influences who don't use their intuition. Soon for the masculine is the Nine of Cups reversed. Dissatisfied, unhappy, not getting their wish, a cycle complete or has come full circle with sovereign and letting go to repair, letting them in, unhappy, alone. Looking back inspired to purge, or overwhelming, juggling, or cried at a performance, withholding from ones who don't share equally, and looking back at all the attention they were getting from those who had to pay for their attention, or you wouldn't give them the time of day. He sees himself as the Page of Swords reversed, negative self-talk, or seeing himself as an immature child with only mean words or none at all, spying, lying, and refusing light, or seen as having mental issues like bipolar, autistic, ADHD, etc., considered to have a disease as opposed to a high vibrational person that they are. Losing patience with Empress and issues at work, or them not working, and recovering to be the Knight of Cups, offering love to those who don't deserve it, liars, cheaters, and thieves, or those with big egos. How to awaken now in slow motion, to the King of Wands upright, with control with what happens at work, or realizing that he can only control how he reacts and not how others do, and what others do is on them. So religious factors, which can be any differences between people, it doesn't have to be religion, it can be culture, age, whatever it is. Past life relationship, stay optimistic about your love life, free yourself, don't fence me in. Attraction comes up in romantic feelings as well. 348 is the Empress and the Eight of Cups, walking away and within. Around the Divine Masculine at 349, which is then the Nine of Cups, which in this read is reversed, so not getting your wish or not being happy by yourself. Around the Divine Masculine is the Five of Pentacles reversed, recovering out of the Mary Magdalene cave without any light. And it's interesting because the Page of Swords here reversed is indicating without light as well. So he was keeping himself in the dark. Detoxing, knowing and keeping to self, keeping his energy pure though, in order to protect his heart. Detoxing lack of faith or the fall, foolish behavior, and implementing a plan for peace of mind and balance. The block for the masculine here is the Knight of Wands reversed, the player, juggling, acting, aligning with injustice, or in other words, lies and imbalance. Environment comes up here, spiritual partnership, and even more so for the masculine here is new beginnings. Staying in a lie is just cheating yourself and others. At a distance from the one you love only hurts you and the one you love. Death, end, cutting the wheat from the chaff. The dead weight. The Knight of Cups upright is tired of being in the sun, ignoring what God has brought together, yet still fully exposed. The Knight of Cups released, though, and the Wounded Warrior given their 10th wand, the Wounded Warrior is the 9 wands. He's being handed another one, the 10th wand, to end the burden of no joy, right? Because at the 10 it ends, because you can't carry anymore after that. The Knight of Cups offer of love releases the Wounded Warrior and heals the higher self in real time, in human life, or the 3D or 4D actual existence, healing secret passion to lead the way on the journey. Surrendering to injustice of the energetic exchange between the masculine and feminine, with the Sovereign upright or single person upright and the Page of Swords reversed, recovering without light to full exposure, like going from 0 to 100, right? From absolutely no light to bright light of the sun in Leo, awake and challenged by the opening of the lotus, the crown, and the dissatisfaction with self of the Knight of Wands reversed, the player falling short, with the Knight of Pentacles upright proposing, and the Knight of Cups being loving, and releasing the Wounded Warrior to heal with secret passion, or in other words, his higher self on the journey. Energetic exchange between them exposed, sunshine, happiness, children, or just being in Leo season now, stealing and getting away with it. Sovereign awake to the Knight of Pentacles help, and challenged by karma, and the Page of Swords reversed, never satisfied, and that's coming up as the masculine. Recovering player or broken athlete to the Knight of Cups, now being love, with no fear. Love, no fear. The Wounded Warrior healed with secret passion and with good news to bring. And then right after I finished this read, I went into the kitchen to make something to eat, and there was a cardinal there sitting on the deck. Beautiful red cardinal, all noble and such. And that was at 4:14 to 15, which is then the angel and the devil. And the emperor, actually. So I'm going to pull another energy card. Let's see what comes up now. It's at 3926. 39 is the Knight of Cups, and 26 is the Page of Wands. All right, let's see what comes up here now. We have 30, the garden and the gate. So still hiding out at home. The butterflies are trying to get them to come out and play. 30 is the home. It's the union energy, structure, building. The number 4. And then we have 16 of the tower and the clock tower. And very much the Statue of Liberty there. It's like a combination of the clock tower and the Statue of Liberty and the angels. And having patience. And this could be people feeling stuck at home still too. And the butterflies tempting them to come out and play even though they're not allowed to go anywhere, which is not true, right? We can go some places now, but it's still calling for patience. The bottom of the deck here is walking away. So again, there's walking away. So one person is leaving the gate, all right? 27 is the Ace of Wands because they're inspired to something totally new. And then the cards pulled were the person staying inside the gate on this side. While the butterflies fly away, say, why don't you come too? And then this is calling for patience. It's not your time yet, all right? They may be time to go, but it's not your time yet. You have to stay at the gate. It's almost your turn. It's like waiting in line. So they got through the gate, but you're not quite there yet, but you will be in a second. It's just a matter of time. And neither one of these young ladies look very happy at all. They actually have the same kind of grin. It's just one's a younger child than the other. They look kind of miserable, being patient. So I'm going to pull another card. Actually, these two cards want to be seen too. The door to personal healing and happiness, 34, is the 8 of Wands, where we started out from. And then the 29 of the world, taking a larger perspective, the macro perspective, seeing things from outside yourself as opposed to from inside yourself or going within. When you've been in a lot, it may be time to go outside and see what's going on in the world. The door to personal healing and happiness is to bring the outside indoors. Okay, so it's not only to just go within and see your perspective, but to come out and also see the whole world's perspective from a human perspective, right? So when we go within, we see it from the higher realm's perspective. And you can take that both ways, because when you go within, you're really seeing it from the collective perspective because you're not connecting with your higher self. Whereas then when you wake up and you come out of yourself, you're seeing things from a more personal perspective. So make sure to let nature inside. I feel like pulling an Ascension deck card. So let's see what the Ascension deck says. Got 2 here. We have Lord Maitreya. 30 comes up again, which is that 4 of Wands. Lord Maitreya is the head of the Great White Brotherhood, the beings whose auras radiate the pure white light of integrity and high intention. And that's coming up like the 2 of Swords card, where you're keeping your energy very pure. Drawing this card suggests it's time for you to examine every area of your life carefully and practice purity of thought, word, and deed. You are asked to be an example of right living, for your light will then draw many to the Ascension way. Your reward is the peace that passes all understanding, and is the joy of flowing smoothly on your higher path in life. And the affirmation is, I connect with the Great White Brotherhood and radiate pure white light today. So again, it's calling you to remind you each time you come back to self to use your purest intentions and also perhaps work with white light today. We also have El Moria wants to come up 44. 44 is the 4 of Cups. The mastering and integrating, or grounding and integrating and mastering of love. El Moria is Koan of the first ray of action, and actions come up a couple days in a row. He is helping us with the changes ahead and our opportunities for ascension. He's a member of the White Brotherhood and originates from Mercury. El Moria will soon become the Manu, the perfected man, on whom the new root race of humanity with its 12 strands of connected and active DNA will be based. In drawing this card, you're asked to lead by example, employing the self-discipline, strength, and integrity of an ascended master. You are reminded to use your power for the highest good, and the affirmation is, I stand in my power. So both cards really were asking the same thing. You're being tested to stand in your power, to really be that example now. The bottom of the deck is the Sphinx, and also Akashic Records have been coming up. So the Sphinx is number 20, which is Judgment. And the Sphinx energy has always been on Earth and watches over us. The High Priest Ra brought it from Atlantis and placed it within the statue of the Sphinx in Egypt. You receive a charge of God force when you think about it, so relax and accept it now. The Sphinx contains the fifth dimensional records for Earth and the information within the crystal skulls. You're invited to visit the tunnel from the Sphinx to Hollow Earth, a portal of wisdom linked to the ascended part of Mars. From here you can radiate peace and oneness throughout the universe. And the affirmation is, I connect to the God force within the Sphinx. And it's interesting because I think Mars is going retrograde soon, or if it's not starting already, in shadow. Okay, and then these two wanted to be seen as well. The golden, so I'm not going to read them both, but I'll show them to you so you can read them yourself if you'd like. The golden silver cloak, 26, again, is that page of wands. I'm in total balance and harmony. And then the Pleiades as well, which is 16, the tower, and that came up already. So sudden changes, and that might be in reference to the storm warning. I open my heart to love and healing from the Pleiades. Perfect harmony and healing. Yeah, so it's really so much about keeping your energy pure, being the example of the master you've become. And I'm going to pull you a Journey of Love card. I haven't done that in a while. And we'll read that to you. All right, from the Journey of Love. Just one card, please. Okay, we have Coming Together, 66, which is the Queen of Pentacles. The Breaking wants to be seen too, which is 65. It's right before 66. These are the two together, so you can see the energy. It's a lot of swirling, a lot of reds and blues and whites. Red, white, and blue. There's some gold in there too. So those want to be seen. So I'll read you the Coming Together. And then the bottom of the deck is Just for a Moment, Joy, 46, which is the two children in the garden, which I told you was a significant card for today. So this is coming up as the underlying energy, Just for a Moment, Joy. And stretching your arms up in the air was also coming up today. I was asking my son that because he told me something about something physically, why men raise their arms up like that. I forget what it was, and he couldn't remember what it was either, but we were talking about raising your arms up in the air like that today. So now that's coming up as the underlying energy. And then now the Coming Together is the card that's coming out for you, which is 66. So again, we have the 46 of the children, and now the 66 of the Queen of Pentacles. And she's been a big topic this week. All right. So Coming Together says, you and another soul are coming into each other's worlds. It is a karmic destiny that is unfolding, an expression of a divine plan set in motion many lifetimes ago. That destiny may have a romantic purpose. It may have a sacredness that is sexual. It may have a sacredness that is creative, tender, about learning self-esteem or courage. It may bring a gift of enduring friendship and loyalty, or be an expansion of a passing flash, a divine force that shakes your foundations and helps move you out of a situation which would have consumed your light with tediousness and playing small. The coming together is happening, however. Know it is of love. This oracle brings guidance. You're going to be moved by love. Whether it is long-term or fast and furious, it is love and it has meaning. Let it be what it is, and do not try to force it to become what you think it must be. It has worth, as do you. Enjoy the experience and know it serves your growth. The poem simply states, two energy patterns came together and shared frequency in a field of possibilities, and there was resonance. Well, that's a very simple message. Okay, so go with the flow and know it's in your highest good. So make sure you drink your water. I didn't drink enough water today. I always forget. Drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, and rise and be loved. Bye, guys.